Metabolism of your carbohydrates. Metabolism of your carbohydrates. So in the metabolism, the very first thing we're gonna see is your glycolysis. Glycolysis. Okay. So what is the location of your glycolysis? In the cytosol. What is the location? In the cytosol. And what is the definition? What is the definition of your glycolysis? Conversion or breakdown of glucose. I told you glycolysis. Lysis means what? Breakdown. Breakdown of glucose. Breakdown of glucose. Is there a complete breakdown? No. Breakdown of glucose into what? Into a 3 carbon compounds. Breakdown of glucose into 3 carbon compounds. So what is this 3 carbon compound? In the presence of oxygen, the 3 carbon compound is pyruvate. In the absence of oxygen, the 3 carbon compound is lactate. Okay. In the presence of oxygen, the 3 carbon compound is pyruvate, and in the absence of oxygen, the 3 carbon compound is lactate. Okay. So you got the end products. So the end product of your aerobic glycolysis is pyruvate, and the end product of your anaerobic glycolysis is lactate. Now we discuss about the cycle. So glucose will be converted into glucose 6-phosphate. Glucose will be converted into what? Glucose 6-phosphate, mediated by the enzyme hexokinase or glucokinase. Hexokinase or glucokinase. Okay. So remember people, whenever kinase is involved, substrate level energy involvement will be there. Whenever the kinase is involved, substrate level energy will be involved. So here the energy will be generated or spent, because your glycolysis is divided into 3 phases. One is your energy investment phase, another one is your splitting phase, another one is your energy generation phase. Okay, so here the ATP is spent. So ATP is broken down into ADP plus inorganic phosphate, and this phosphate is attached with the glucose on its 6th position. That's why glucose will become glucose 6-phosphate. So here the glucose is a hexose because it contains a 6 carbon atom, and it is a aldose. So glucose is a aldohexose. Understood? Glucose is a aldohexose. So you have a hexokinase or glucokinase enzyme which converts the glucose into glucose 6-phosphate by breaking down the ATP into ADP plus inorganic phosphate. Now this formed glucose 6-phosphate will be converted into fructose 6-phosphate. Functional isomer of aldehyde is ketone. That's what we studied in our 12th class. So isomerization is a reaction, and this reaction is mediated by the enzyme isomerase. But what isomerase? It contains a sugar. So what type of sugar it is? Based upon number of carbon atom, glucose and fructose are hexoses. Yes or no? And it contains a phosphate group. So phosphohexose isomerase. Phosphohexose isomerase is the group or is the enzyme which converts the glucose 6-phosphate into fructose 6-phosphate. Now the formed fructose 6-phosphate will be converted into fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. Formed fructose 6-phosphate will be converted into fructose 1,6 bisphosphate, mediated by what enzyme? Phosphate is attached on the first position, right? Since phosphate comes from where? From ATP, right? ATP will be converted into ADP plus inorganic phosphate, right? So when ATP is involved, what will be the enzyme ends with the name of? What will be the suffix of enzyme whenever ATP is involved? Kinase. Very good, people. What kinase it is? Phosphofructokinase, because it contains a phosphate group and the sugar is fructose. Phosphofructokinase 1, especially. This phosphofructokinase 1 is known as rate limiting step or key enzyme or first committed step of glycolysis or first committed step of glycolysis. So till now what we saw was the energy investment phase. Now is your splitting phase. Your 6-carbon compound with the 2 phosphate groups will be splitted into 2 molecules of 3-carbon compound with the phosphate attachment on each, mediated by the enzyme aldolase. Aldolase A. Mediated by what enzyme? Aldolase A. So you have a fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. So 2 phosphate group and the sugar is 6 carbon. So it will be broken down into 1 phosphate with the 3 carbon and 1 phosphate with the 3 carbon. Hey, is it possible or not? Yes. So you have a 1 aldehyde that is called as dihydroxyacetone. Sorry, 1 aldehyde called as glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. Glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. Glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. Another one called as dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Both contains how many? 3 carbon compound, right? This 3 carbon compound, this is the aldose or ketose? Acetone. Dihydroxyacetone. 2 hydroxyl group which is present on the acetone and 1 phosphate is getting attached. Is that a aldose or a ketose? It's a ketose. It's a acetone, ketone, right? So this ketose can be converted into aldose, right? Yes or no? What type of enzyme is mediating it? What type of reaction it is? Functional isomerism is happening. What type of enzyme which is mediating it? Isomerase. It contains a phosphotriose, phosphate group. So phosphotriose isomerase mediates them. Phosphotriose isomerase mediates them. Phosphotriose isomerase is mediating that reaction. Next, what happened? This glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate will be converted into 1,3 BPG. 1,3 bisphosphoglycerate. 1,3 bisphosphoglycerate mediated by the enzyme glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate dehydrogenase. Glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate dehydrogenase. Since dehydrogenase is involved, a membrane level energy will be involved. Either an NAD or a FAD will be involved. Here the NAD will be forming a 2-NADH. Is the first step of energy generation phase. Energy generation phase. Is the first step of energy generation phase. So what happened? NAD will be forming a NADH, and 1 molecule of NAD can give rise to 2.5 ATP. So we have a 2 molecules of glyceraldehyde, right? The formed DHAP will also get converted into glyceraldehyde. So 2 molecules of glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate will be converted into 2 molecules of dihydroxy 1,3 bisphosphoglycerate. Yes or no? So 2 molecules of NADH will be formed, right? 1 molecule can give rise to 2.5 ATP, right? So how much amount of ATP is generated during this process? How much amount of ATP is generated during this reaction? That is, the 2 molecule of glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate will be converted into 2 molecules of 1,3 bisphosphoglycerate, leading to the formation of 2 molecules of NADH. I told you 1 molecule of NADH can yield 2.5 ATP. So now how many molecules of NADH have been formed and how many ATPs are generated during this process? 5 ATPs have been generated during this process. 5 ATPs have been generated during this process, and the 2 1,3 BPG will be converted into 3 PG, 3 phosphoglycerate, mediated by the enzyme phosphoglycerokinase. I told you since kinase is involved, substrate level energy production will be involved. ATP will be involved. When ATP will be involved, ATP is formed or invested here. ATP will be formed or invested here. Formed here. So how many ATPs will be generated? Converted into, sorry, 2 ADP will be converted into 2 ATP. Yes or no? So 2 ATPs will be generated during this conversion. 2 ATPs will be generated during this conversion. Okay. Now what happened? This 3 PG will be converted into 2 PG, 2 phosphoglycerate. So third position of your the phosphate attached to the third position of your glycerol will be jumping into the second position. Since it is jumping from third position to second position, the reaction is a mutation. Yes or no? And the enzyme which is mediating is mutase. What mutase? Phosphoglyceromutase. Phosphoglyceromutase. PG mutase is the reaction, and 2 PG will be converted into phosphoenol pyruvate. 2 PG will be converted into phosphoenol pyruvate, mediated by the enzyme enolase. Mediated by the enzyme enolase. Now this phosphoenol pyruvate will be converted into pyruvate, mediated by the enzyme pyruvate kinase. Mediated by the enzyme pyruvate kinase. 2 ADPs will be invested here, and they converted into what? 2 ATPs. How many ATPs have been generated here? 2 ATPs have been generated here. How many pyruvate have been formed here? 2 molecules of pyruvate. 1 glucose can give rise to how many pyruvate in the glycolysis? 2 molecules of pyruvate will be generated. And in the absence of oxygen, this pyruvate can convert into lactate. In the absence of oxygen, this pyruvate can be converted into lactate, mediated by the enzyme lactate dehydrogenase. Mediated by the enzyme lactate dehydrogenase. Since dehydrogenase is involved, membrane level energy involvement will be there, right? I told you, right? So what type of membrane level energy involvement? Either NAD or FAD will be formed. So the formed NADH before will be used up here. The formed NADH will be before will be used up here and converts into NAD. And converts into NAD. So it have been the whatever formed before have been used up, and then they have been replaced. So now this hexokinase or glucokinase is called as the first irreversible step of glycolysis. First irreversible step of glycolysis. Understood? Okay. Next is glucose 6-phosphate. Glucose 6-phosphate is converted into fructose 6-phosphate. Glucose 6-phosphate is converted into fructose 6-phosphate. Since the aldehyde is converting into ketone, what type of reaction it is? Isomerism. Since the aldehyde is converting into ketone, what type of reaction it is? Isomerism. So what enzyme which is mediating it? Isomerase. Phosphohexose isomerase. Very good, very good. Okay, now what happened? This fructose 6-phosphate is converted into fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. Fructose 1,6 bisphosphate, mediated by the enzyme PFK1. Rate limiting enzyme or key enzyme or first committed step of glycolysis, which is so called as a second irreversible step. Second irreversible step. Okay, second irreversible step. Next is this fructose 1 till the formation of fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. This is a energy investment phase. This is a energy investment phase. Then it enters into splitting phase. Splitting phase means what? The 6-carbon compound is breaking into 3-carbon compound. So when 2-phosphate with 1 6-carbon compound is breaking down into 2 molecules of 3-carbon compound with a phosphate attachment on each compound. Is that no? A 6 carbon with the 2 phosphate, 6 carbon with the 2 phosphate is splitting into 3 carbon 1 phosphate and 3 carbon 1 phosphate equally. Okay, this reaction is mediated by what enzyme? So this aldolase A is splitting the fructose 1,6 bisphosphate into what and what? Dihydroxy acetone phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. Dihydroxy acetone phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. So this dihydroxy acetone phosphate can be converted into glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate mediated by what enzyme? Phosphotriose isomerase. Now this glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate will be converted into 1,3 bisphosphoglycerate mediated by what enzyme? This glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate is converted into 1,3 bisphosphoglycerate mediated by what enzyme? Glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate dehydrogenase, where NAD is converted into NADH. So how many ATPs are generated during this process? 5 ATP. And important, very, very important regulation is we have a arsenite and iodoacetate. Arsenite and iodoacetate. Iodoacetate will inhibit this enzyme. Arsenite and iodoacetate will inhibit this glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase enzyme. And then again here the important regulation, this enolase is inhibited by sodium fluoride or fluoride ions. Sodium fluoride or fluoride ions. Some people say sodium fluoride and some people say fluoride ions. Now, this phosphoenol pyruvate will be converted into what? Phosphoenol pyruvate will be converted into pyruvate mediated by what enzyme? Mediated by what enzyme? Pyruvate kinase, which is considered to be the third irreversible step. Third irreversible step, which is considered to be the third irreversible step. And this pyruvate will be converted into what? In the absence of oxygen, I need to say. In the presence of oxygen, it is converted into acetyl-CoA. In the absence of oxygen, it is converted into, in the absence of oxygen, it is converted into lactate. Okay, very good. And this is LDH is converting the pyruvate into lactate with the absence of oxygen, which is inhibited by your oxamate, which is inhibited by what? Your oxamate, which is inhibited by oxamate. Now, we will discuss about the special concept of isoenzymes. You know what is meant by isoenzymes? We will discuss this in the enzyme category later, but I wanted to clarify you, each enzyme which is present in a different location have a different structures. Okay, each enzyme, the enzyme name is simply a lactate dehydrogenase, but depending upon the types of location it present, it have a different type of structure. Okay, and each structure they may ask you sometime in an MCQ. For example, lactate have a 5 forms of isoenzyme. Lactate have a 5 forms of isoenzyme, 5 isoforms. Okay, what are the 5 isoforms? It have a 4 subunits. Okay, it have a 4 subunits, either a H or M, either a H or M. Okay, remember with it have a 2 subunits which is divided into 4 units. Okay, so the first category, the first isoform is 4H isoform. 4H isoform. Second isoform is 3H and 1 M component will be there. 3H and 1 M component will be there. What will be the third isoform? 2H, 2M component. Yes or no? And what will be the fourth one? H triple M. And what will be the fifth one? M. Yes, very good people. So these are the 5 isoforms of your LDH. So all 4 H is present in your heart, myocardium. All 4 is present in your heart, myocardium. And your triple HM is present in your RBC. And triple HM is present in your RBC. And double HMM will be present in your brain. Double HMM will be present in your brain. And HMM is present in your liver. HMM is present in your liver. And then all triple M will be present in your muscle, skeletal muscle, I would rather say. So these are the 5 categories: LDH 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. In a normal human beings, in a normal individual, for a diagnostic purpose, I'm saying you, okay, your normal individual, your plasma LDH2 will be greater than LDH1. Okay, plasma LDH2 will be greater than LDH1. But in the case of a infarction, myocardial infarction, your LDH1 will be greater than LDH2. Your LDH1 will be greater than LDH2. Flipped ratio of LDH is a diagnostic marker for. Flipped ratio of LDH is a diagnostic marker of MI. When will you see that? Exactly. When will you see them exactly? Raised levels of LDH in myocardial infarction is seen in exactly when? 8 to 10 hours. 8 to 10 hours. Okay. Raised level. Write down the difference between hexokinase and glucokinase. I told you there are 2 enzymes, right? For the conversion of your, there are 2 enzymes for the conversion of your glucose to glucose 6 phosphate. One is your hexokinase or glucokinase. Yes or no? Hexokinase or glucokinase. Hexokinase is present in almost all tissues. Hexokinase is present in almost all tissues, while your glucokinase is present in mainly liver and pancreas sometimes, but mostly glucokinase is present in liver. Okay. Now, since hexokinase is preferable for all hexoses, hexokinase is preferable for all hexoses. Either it is a glucose or it is a fructose or it is a galactose. Hexokinase can take over. But glucokinase is specific for glucose. But it doesn't mean it can carry only glucose. Okay, it can also carry the other substances. But glucokinase is most preferable option will be glucose. But it can also take the other one. But hexokinase shows the importance to everything. Okay. Third one is, if there is a preference for everyone, the receptor affinity. Receptor love hexokinase more than glucokinase, right? Because it can take anything, right? Yes or no? So affinity will be increased or decreased in the case of hexokinase? Affinity will be increased. So what happened to the glucokinase? Affinity will be decreased or increased? For a glucokinase, affinity will be increased or decreased? Very good, decreased. When affinity is decreased, low amount of drug is required to occupy all receptors, or high amount of drug is required to occupy all receptors? When affinity is low, low amount of drug is required to occupy all receptors, or high amount of drug is required to occupy all receptors? High. Very good. So the Vmax value will be high. So the Vmax value will be high. And similarly, in the case of hexokinase, Vmax value will be high or low? Vmax value will be high or low? Low. Very good. And since the Vmax value is low, Km value will also be low. Here, since the Vmax value is high, Km value will always be high. Km value is the drug concentration required to reach half of its maximum value. Okay, Vmax is the maximum and Km is a half of its maximum. Okay, Vmax